Hello, in this video I'm going to tell you the rather poignant story of the Twin Oaks. You might have heard the phrase Twin Oaks, you might have seen a pub called the Twin Oaks. I'm in the process of bringing a huge hedge back under control in my garden. In fact, I will show you some footage of before and now some footage of after. It's been quite a big job, it's taken me a full day. In the process of doing that job, I've discovered an oak tree growing in my hedge. I know it's an oak tree because it had some leaves on them and I identified them as oak leaves. This oak tree has probably arrived here by some squirrel bringing an acorn from an oak tree which is just in the distance over there and burying it as winter stock and forgetting about it, and that acorn has grown into this adolescent oak tree. Now there's a lot of folklore around oak trees in the UK. They become massive trees and they can live for thousands of years, and my house is an oak framed house and my house is 450 years old and it's probably made from oak that was already 200 years old when it was felled. Indeed, it could have been older than that because sunbeams in these old oak framed houses came from ships which sailed the seven seas, galleons. Let's get back to the story of the Twin Oaks. It's a very poignant story. It resonates with me because I am of Romany Gypsy heritage. My great-grandmother on my mother's side came to England not that long ago actually to get an education and married a man that she met at the port when she first arrived. So that's why it resonates with me. What is the story of the Twin Oaks? Well, you've got to think about the context first of all. Think back a couple of 100 years or 100 years ago when we didn't have the medical advancements that we do now. And there were Romany Gypsy traveller folk in the UK. Now I use the word gypsy with respect. I know it's not PC necessarily to use the word gypsy nowadays, but my heritage is Romany Gypsy traveller folk. Now, quite a lot of children in those days died either during childbirth or young infancy. And this is what Romany Gypsy traveller folk did with their babies if they didn't make it. They would bury them in the hedgerow with an acorn in the palm of each hand. And they didn't bury them with their arms crossed. They buried them with their arms separated and far apart, with an acorn in the grip of each hand, and they would bury them in the hedgerow. And they would hope that those acorns grew into a tree. And this is one of their ways of dealing with the grief of losing a baby. And it speaks to reincarnation and the cycle of life and the circles of life that we all have to live with. So think of that next time you go down a hedgerow and you see an oak tree, or the next time you go down a quiet country lane into an English village and see a pub called the Twin Oaks. It relates back to how Romany Gypsy traveller folk used to deal with the loss of their babies. Hope you found that interesting, and I will see you soon for some more house and garden adventures. Bye for now.